and he's on mute, so we have no idea what's. Oh, we're live.
Hi, Joel.
Good morning, Christina. How
How
are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. How are you? It's Friday. One of my favorite days of the week.
In your favorite season of the year?
In my favorite season of the year. This is very true.
You're looking very festive in your red and wintry background.
Thank you very much. I told you that I was going to be celebrating the holidays and really kicking it off. You should see my house, the lights up, and I'm in the holiday spirit. That's for sure.
Are you forcing everybody else into it?
You know what? It doesn't take a lot of forcing. I turn the Christmas carols on, and then all of a sudden I hear my daughter singing in the background. I hear my husband. So it's been, everyone gets in the spirit very quickly. I've been making some cookies and brownies, and I made a whole tray of brownies and I laid them out on the counter. I cut them up and I put them out there, and I came back a few hours later and they were gone.
Nice.
So they're really in the holiday spirit with the devotion to the brownies.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's been great.
So this is very exciting. Thank you for filling in for Meredith.
My pleasure. We miss Meredith, so we miss her. We can't wait to see her back in 2021.
I know, and we're only doing one more episode of the year next Friday at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. So very exciting. Everybody have to tune in on the Facebook group to see who the guest is going to be. It'll be a surprise. It'll be awesome.
It'll be super awesome.
And today is going to be awesome. We've got a great guest. This is so cool. I gotta say, I absolutely love this Binge Live. I absolutely love doing this. We have met some of the best people and had some incredibly good laughs. And I know I don't know if you can hear that. The trash truck is outside, so I apologize for that. Yeah, it's very soothing.
I thought it was your stomach. I was like, Joel, you should have eaten breakfast.
Well, you should have talked about those brownies. You did it. But no, this has been an incredible project, and I am so grateful, and thank you so much for letting us do this. It has been wonderful to get to know some of the chamber members. It's just been so much fun. Absolutely love it.
You know, let me just say thank you, Joel, because it was your idea to come. We do Binge networking, which is every other Tuesday, and it's really an opportunity to just start a conversation with other members, getting to know them just beyond, here's my business card. And so we thought how nice it would be to spotlight the members, especially the small business and the nonprofits within the Chamber of Commerce, and get to know them on a live stream. So we could share this far and wide and promote their cause. And today we have a very special guest with a very amazing cause.
We do. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. It is Eden Garcia-Balis. I believe I said that correctly.
You did. You said it right.
She is the CEO with the Airport Marina Counseling Service. And there she is.
There she is. Hi, Eden.
Good morning.
Ina, good morning, Joel. How are you two today?
We're great. How are you?
Phenomenal.
I am good too. It's a Friday. I'm here with you. Right. You know, can't get any better.
Every day, right? For the past 9 months, I think every day has been a Friday. I'm just going to go ahead.
It doesn't feel like it. I'll tell you, Fridays feel like Fridays to me because I'm, I think in this virtual world, I'm working so much more. Like I'm not having those natural breaks where I'm, going to say hi to Chad in his office or Judith or going to grab a cup of coffee. I'm like sitting in front of my computer and stacking my meetings. So Friday to me, I'm like, okay, I can actually turn off the computer and walk away and make brownies.
I heard your brownie story, Christina. Wow.
But don't you think it's rude of her to talk about it but not have them delivered to us? Like, I think that's really rude. I'm just going to say it. I mean, so much for that holiday cheer.
I don't want to get you guys too excited because they are out of a box. I don't want you to think that I'm like out there.
Don't ruin the myth. Like, just
I'm no Wendy Nystrom, and Wendy, if you're watching, her brownies, she won our bake-off last year. Her brownies, her double.
She was runner-up.
Oh, I thought she was.
Caitlin won with her muffins, the apple cinnamon muffins. So, we did our first annual bake-off last year.
Okay.
It's supposed to be annual, but
maybe my son will have to join because since COVID, he's taken up baking. So we've made like from scratch yellow cakes, white cakes.
Wow.
Cookies, brownies.
And you look like you're thin, so that's not fair. That's just rude. I'm just gonna say it.
We are gunning for that first place next year, Christina. So
well, I will tell you, and we did it at the Playa Sunrise Senior Center. So our judges were the seniors that were in the facility. So it
Oh,
was super, and we had John Muse from Music Muse. He played the piano and they caroled.
oh,
It was
wow.
one of the most heartwarming events that was put on by the chamber with our young professionals. So I look forward to coming back to that and getting back to normal.
That
But
was a great event.
it was a great
That was just, yeah, it was crazy, fun, loud. People were just having, I think everybody was really hopped up on sugar too. So that made it even better
event.
because it was a lot of sugar. Like,
It was a lot of
I don't
sugar.
think
We
it's
had
that
we
big.
had 10 different treats. So imagine
Wow.
taking 10 pieces of
Oh my God.
different sweets. I walked out of there like, whew.
And we said bite size, but it was like a full dessert each one. It was awesome.
Great.
It was awesome. So Eden, so tell us about, so you're with the Airport Marina Counseling Service, sorry. So tell us about yourself and what you do.
Yes, so I have been with the clinic since 2013, and the clinic started in 1961. And the story goes that one of our board members, actually one of our founders, Mary Ellen Casman, was at a meeting at the local high school. And a parent asked her for a ride to a mental health clinic because she was doing parenting classes. And she took her about 30 minutes away to this clinic. And Mary Ellen came home and talked to her husband and said, why don't we have a local mental health clinic in the community? And we need to do something about this. So she went to her friend who's a psychiatrist and told her husband to start drafting the papers, and Airport Marina was born. So they started the clinic with one psychiatrist and two licensed clinical social workers. And now we have between 50 and 60 therapists. We have about 11 supervisors, which are either marriage and family therapists or licensed clinical social workers or psychologists. We also have 3 psychiatrists, which I'm very excited about because psychiatry is a very, very expensive service that we offer our clients at a low fee. So the mission is twofold. It's to provide affordable community-based mental health services and to train mental health therapists. And we really serve both sides of our mission and they go hand in hand. So we provide the low cost services and our therapists volunteer in exchange for quality training. And that's how we're able to provide, the services for a very nominal fee. My passion is to provide quality mental health care to low-income families, the low-income populations. I believe that your income level should not determine the quality of services that you get. So AMCS is a perfect fit. I just love what we do.
So
I love what you do.
I think
I love what you do.
that's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I have one question popped in my head.
You always interrupt me.
I'm rude. I can't help it. So I guess my question is, obviously this year has been like nothing anybody has seen. What are you guys seeing as the impact? And I'm scared I know the answer to that question, but are you seeing a lot as?
We're seeing a lot. So, no one predicted the pandemic, and it has really wreaked havoc on everybody's mental health. And what research shows is that this is traumatic, that this is a traumatic event. People are scared, they're anxious. If you were suffering from a mental health issue, it made it even worse. We're seeing more people calling the clinic than ever. And even post-pandemic, we anticipate an influx in clients. So before the pandemic, telehealth was not a priority, and it quickly became one. So we offer individual therapy, couples therapy, family therapy. We offer groups. I talked about psychiatry. We have an LGBT affirmative therapy center, and we quickly had to move all of those services remotely. So we did shut down for in-person services. I'm happy to report that our clients did not experience a lapse in services. Our therapists and our supervisors were just so flexible and accommodating in, going with the flow and learning these new systems. So that's really exciting. And then we did have to create a new policy and procedures for onboarding new clients, because the way we were doing it at the clinic just simply was not working remotely. So we were able to get that going, and we've tweaked things along the way to make things easier for our clients and our therapists. For example, we have a receptionist now answering the phone Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, so that she can easily make appointments for clients who call, and then clients can be seen usually that week or the following, and then it just gets the ball rolling. What research shows is when people call the clinic, when people call for therapy, they're ready. So we don't want them to wait. We don't want to miss that opportunity. So, what that did mean, though, is that we did have to incur additional expenses that we didn't anticipate. We had to look into telehealth platforms, into electronic health records. All of that necessary stuff to continue to provide services to the community.
So during the pandemic, has your client base grown? Has the number of people that you can see grown as well?
So what we're seeing is that we were definitely seeing more people in person, but we are seeing the steady incline of people calling and receiving services.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So do you think you're gonna, now that we're in the holiday season, which we all know is it's a really hard time for a lot of people. So I'm imagining, I feel like I'm being so negative, and I hate saying or thinking the worst or being pessimistic, but it's just like, I imagine you guys are preparing for kind of this double whammy right now, which is pandemic plus the holidays. I can't imagine how you prepare for that.
Right. Yes. So like you said, it's a double whammy. There's a pandemic that in itself is a whole thing, and now we have the holidays. And at AMCS, we offer a free group during the holidays called Happy Holidays with a question mark, because it's not happy holidays for everybody, right? Some people really, it's a time of joy and great excitement. And for others, it's the opposite. It can be very stressful. It can be very anxiety provoking. So we offer this group free of charge as a community service for those that need additional support. It's been very popular. The group has, we've done this group now 3 or 4 years. The clinic does, if the community needs something, then we will step up and provide the service or the group. During the Vegas shooting, we were hearing community members say, oh my God, I knew somebody who was shot, or oh my God, I was there, or there was this there was a connection to that event, even with those people that weren't there, and we call that secondary trauma. So we developed created a free trauma support group during that time. But yes, Joel, we have therapists ready. So if people need more than just the group, they can get the services.
Eden, would you mind sharing with our guests how you're funded and how AMCS is able to exist?
Yes. So our funding, it really is broken down into 3s. It's a third client fees, a third donations and grants, and another third, which is our spring celebration. So it is all, as you can see, it's all donations, grant writing. We don't have any government contracts with the Department of Mental Health or the state. And that is actually because we want it that way. We want to control, like, for example, some of those contracts have specific requirements where you have to work from a specific model, or you can only see clients for a specific number of sessions. And for us, therapy is client driven. We believe that the client determines how long they want to be in therapy and what their goals want to be. So for us, the donations are really, really important. Our spring celebration, as I said, brings in a third of our income. And we had to do a virtual event last year. We are gearing up for another event in May. And I'm really hoping that the community and our supporters will step up again and be as generous as they typically are in years past.
So I'm assuming the best way to go is amcshelps.com.
Yes.
Good placement right there, very subtle.
Best place to go is amcshelps.com, right? If you'd like to give a donation. I talked about our spring celebration, and we're always looking for sponsors if you're interested in sponsoring the event, or helping with an auction item, if there's a service that you provide, or if there's something that you think you might want to donate that our supporters would like, please reach out, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I adore Eden. I adore Airport Marina Counseling Service. I mean, she's just scratching the surface on what they offer. We had the pleasure of having Eden at our education committee meeting. I think it was last week. Was it last Friday? It was last Friday.
Yeah.
Who knows? But all the work that they do in youth services, I mean, there's just so many things, any places that they touch to help people with mental health. And so, Eden, I don't know if you want to just touch on really quickly some of the youth programs that you offer.
Yes, thanks, Christina. We do offer youth programs at the schools, and we do not get funding from LAUSD, and we just think it's so important to provide the services to children. It's also a great experience for our therapist to see children and treat children, because it is very different from seeing adults or couples. So we decided that we were going to fundraise ourselves, that we were going to pay for it ourselves, or ask donors or foundations to provide grants so that we can continue to provide the services subsidized for free at the schools. And during the pandemic, when the schools had to shut down, we continued to provide telehealth services. So luckily, those youth that needed the services are getting the services. This year, same thing. Principals, teachers, even parents can refer youth if they need them. And during the summer, you can always, now we're telehealth, but we would welcome the youth to come to the clinic and continue their services for free. We believe that the younger you begin treatment, the easier it is to change your maladaptive habits or learn coping skills, right? It's, if you've been doing something for 3 years, if you're 10, 13 versus an adult who's 25, 30, and now having to learn a different way of thinking or learning a different way of doing something, takes a little bit longer. Possible, but it is different. So we just believe, the sooner that we can help the youth, the better, and that it really has a long-lasting impact and change on their behavior or their thoughts.
And it's really kind of good to see that. I know for a long time there's always been a stigma associated with getting therapy or anything like that, which I've never understood. I mean, I understand why, but at the same point, I never understood why it's frowned upon, because I've always seen it as you're taking control. You're trying to take control of your life. And I'm hoping that people, and it sounds like this is what you guys are helping them do, is realize this is not a bad thing. You're actually trying to improve your life. You should never be ashamed of that. Asking for help is something you should never, ever feel bad about.
Right.
And I think that's such an important thing that you guys are doing. And I love it. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Joel. I agree. I think it's so important. Although we've come a long way in terms of destigmatizing mental health, there is still so much work to do. And I do want it to be one day, like my goal is that you attend a mental health professional, that you see a mental health professional once a year, that it's like a checkup, like you see your doctor every year, that you go in and you talk about your mental health, and then you determine what you need to do, in order to put a treatment plan in place. So mental health,
that's right. You would take care of your physical health that way. I mean, all those things. Why would you not take care of your mental health?
Right. That's right, Christina. That's absolutely correct.
Well, Joel, I know you said that it was kind of depressing in the beginning, but I think that one of the things about this that is so wonderful is that we have organizations like AMCS that are there, they're bridging that gap and helping provide the support services, and they're problem solvers. They're creating solutions. So it's not, to me, this is wonderful. It's so awesome. It makes my heart fill with joy that we have organizations like AMCS. And I want to also mention that the wonderful Jane St. John has made a donation to AMCS during this live broadcast. Jane, thank you so much. She is one of a kind, the classiest lady I know. I just adore her. So thank you so much. I encourage all of those that are looking for places to give this holiday season to consider AMCS. The work they do is so important, especially during this pandemic, and the money is so well spent to supporting this cause.
Thank you, Christina. I really appreciate that plug, and it's absolutely true. Our goal is just to serve more and more people and to never have a wait list. So those donations are so important. And thank you so much, Jane St. John. She is just a wonderful supporter. She helped pay for these banners. I had an idea of putting up some banners on the building to let people know that we were providing telehealth, that we weren't closed, even though the building was empty. And Jane, I was talking to Jane about it, and she offered to pay for them. So, you know, it's people like Jane that really help us spread the word and help us to thrive and, you know, to be sustainable. So I do just want to quickly talk about the Westchester Mental Health Guild, which is our sister organization, and they solely raise funds for AMCS. Also part of our funding. They were founded, I believe, about 2 years after the clinic opened, and they have pivoted as well as AMCS. I love the word pivoted, even though I hear people say like, we're so over that word. Well, not me. They have pivoted and are doing virtual fundraisers. They have a holiday lights tour coming up. I believe it's the 13th through the 19th, $10 fee, very nominal for you to drive around at your leisure and look at these homes. And you can get more information on their website, which is westchestermhg.org.
Awesome. And I actually had a friend that videotaped his son driving through the community, looking at all the lights, and he probably was like 3 years old, and he was just like, wow. So I think it's going to be a great family event, and congratulations to the Mental Health Guild on being so creative and doing something different.
Thanks, Christina.
Oh, my pleasure. Joel, are we ready for our lightning round?
We are. That was like the easy part. Now it comes the challenging.
Trust me, my questions are not that hard. You got this. You got this, girl. Okay.
All right. Here I go.
This is the lightning round. Eden, you have 3 seconds to answer the following questions.
Okay.
Dog or cat person?
Dog person, for sure.
Favorite cocktail?
Dirty martini.
Ooh, didn't know that about you.
Nice.
Favorite type of music?
Oh gosh, I love it all. I like everything from reggaeton to just 90s music. You know, it depends what mood I'm in.
All right.
Okay.
What is your favorite word for 2020?
Pivot.
I knew that. That one was going to be super easy. I was like, oh, that one's done. Okay.
Done.
Mountains and snow or beach and sunny?
Beach and sunny.
Me too. Favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday, it probably has to be around, well, this time of year, Christmas, just because I love getting together with family, which will be different this year, and the additional baking, and I love the smell of the Christmas tree, and I love looking at the lights, and talking about what we're grateful for and planning for the new year. So, you know, definitely Christmas and New Year's.
We need to hang out more.
We do.
We have a lot in common. Okay, sweet potatoes or mashed potatoes?
Sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes. I'm not a big potato person, but I'm going to go with sweet potatoes.
No potatoes. You can say no potatoes. No potatoes.
No, nobody can say no potatoes.
No potatoes. Okay, and then the last question. What is your one wish for 2021?
Oh, my one wish for 2021. You know, I'd love for people to get mental health care if they want it. And I'm not even saying need it. You don't need to, you know, be clinically depressed to see a mental health professional. If you're just not feeling like yourself, if you're feeling stressed, that's enough. You know, talking to someone who's unbiased can really help your mental health and just your well-being in general. And I think some people will be surprised when they see a mental health professional and realize like how beneficial it is, because our mental health impacts our physical health as well.
Well, thank you, Eden. It was absolutely lovely having you on. I can put down my fake microphone. And I'm just so thrilled that we have a resource like AMCS. And I hope that everyone will dig deep into their pockets, be extra generous this year. You know, every little bit counts. I know that. And I look forward to going to your virtual event. I will tell you, Joel, their event that they have, Spring into Wellness is what it's called usually, is one of my favorite events to attend. It's usually in April, but even the virtual event was super fun. And you have an amazing board of directors. Thank you so much for everything you do, Eden.
Thank you, Christina. It was fun. So thank you again for inviting me and having me. And I hope to see the two of you soon.
Great.
Take care.
Everyone go to
Bye.
amcshelps.com.
Bye, Joel. Happy holidays. Well, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, exactly. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Awkward pause.